have some jumping out front at a very fast pace. Some of them, settling down. So the key is just not to get yourself caught up.
What is it? What
and
is
running
a good,
your own race?
What is a good first mile pace? What are you thinking about?
I mean, in high school, you could see a sub 20 runner in high school women's. So the first mile. You'll see some sub 7-minute miles probably the first mile here. I mean, we could have some elite runners that break 6, but that's probably the pace that we're looking at here. So this is early in the race. So we kind of taper your training. You just finished training camp. You're really just kind of getting started in the flow of things.
Right. All right, well, we got our drone overhead. It looks like we have one that's just out front. I don't have a bib number for anybody yet.
Yeah, she's setting quite a pace. That young lady is way out front, and when you're that far out front this early in a race, that's usually a pretty good indicator that that's not a rabbit at this point. She's an elite runner.
She's seasoned.
Yeah, she's a seasoned elite runner, and she's running her race, and you're probably going to see her at a D1 or a D2 school.
Gotcha. And that looks like our first pack that might be like behind the rabbit, not rabbit, but behind our leader.
Yep. She's pretty far ahead there, but we do have the next group coming up through behind her, and they're going to jockey for positions through the first mile, and after the first mile is really where they're going to kind of settle down and they're getting the flow of the course. This is a very fast course.
Right, and just to remind everybody, this is the girls' high school that took off first here at the Dutchman Invitational. Is the course, you've seen the course, is it hilly, is it flat? What kind of terrain are we looking at?
I ran this course both in high school and college, so it is a very fast. It's kind of rolling hills a little bit. It's not super high elevations though. It is very fast. It was always one of my favorite courses to run. Going around the canal, it's beautiful. It's scenic. It's a very well maintained course, and it's very fast.
Okay, it looks like it from the drone. It looks like our pack is kind of catching up to our leader here.
Yeah, like I said, going into the first mile, they're really still, jockeying for position. When we get to the second mile, that's really where we're going to see, usually where you're locked in the second mile, you're going to jockey for a little bit of positioning there, but you're not going to see any drastic changes usually in the leaderboard until you get closer to the finish, that last 400 meters, then you're going to, whatever you have left in the tank.
Yeah, and already early this morning, you can see the course lined with fans already cheering them on.
Oh, absolutely.
I can hear them from here. It's fantastic.
Yeah, we're really just seeing the course is still some morning dew on it, a little bit slick. So they probably have some 3/4 inch spikes in, definitely. So you'll see them tending more towards the grass as opposed to the cinders there.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. I think it's, mid-70s. The sun's not, there's really no humidity. I would say this is really good running weather.
As opposed to when getting towards districts time and, mid-pens and some of the different, larger invitationals later in the season where, there could be some snow falling when you're running. And
right.
It's cold. I remember picking chunks of ice out of my hair, actually, at one point.
What was your preference in running? Did you like this weather? Did you like it a little warmer, cooler? What benefits a runner?
I liked it a little bit cooler.
Okay.
It's all preference. This is still pretty ideal weather. I'm not a huge fan of those summer runs where it just gets super hot, or dead winter and winter track whenever you're outside running and it's really the elements are just really getting to you.
Right.
Yeah, we're seeing the ladies settle in here. Usually at this point, you're trying to find a pack. You're trying to lock in.
We're coming across us now here in the front.
Yep, they're trying to find a pack, trying to lock in, figure out where they are as they're coming around. And you really kind of get the first mile. It's where you get your indication of, oh man, I'm behind. I got to pick up. Oh, I'm running a little bit quicker than I should. I need to hit the brakes a little bit here.
Yeah, I'd say we have probably maybe a couple hundred girls running in this first. I wouldn't call it a heat, but the first race, the girls' high school race.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we have teams from as far as Big Springs, Cedar Cliff, Exeter, Cumberland Valley, Lower Dolphin.
Exeter.
Palmyra, Southern Columbia, Susquehanna, Warwick, York, West Shore Christian. So we're representatives really across, you know,
Yeah, some
the state.
Lancaster County schools. Yeah, it's a great event.
Some great representation across central Pennsylvania, and even into eastern and western a little bit too.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, we're seeing them come across here. It's just at this point, you're just trying to keep your arms down. As you get more gas there, your arms will tend to lift up on you, and when your arms go up and you shorten your arms, you start swinging your hips. It shortens your stride, and it slows you down. So the longer you keep your arms lower, and which is hard because your arms, it's one thing. You think your legs get tired when you're running, but your arms get very tired as well. And the faster you move your arms, really, it's the faster your legs are going to move.
Now, when I got here this morning, I saw a lot of the runners, both girls, boys, collegiate, and high school, already out running the course. That's common, correct? For
Absolutely,
runners to
yeah.
go out there and at least
Absolutely, yep.
go through it at least one time prior to the race?
Well, I would normally do a warm-up on the course, at least in high school, at least the first mile, 2 miles, and maybe walk the first mile, run the mile two, just for a warm-up. In college, we would do the same thing, and then we would run at least the first 3 miles, 2 miles as a cool-down.
Gotcha.
And in college and in high school, I usually do about a mile cool-down on the course, but there's going to be other runners there, so they'll be cooling down wherever they can.
For me, running was always a means to an end for training for other sports. So that's why I'm so glad you're here as our running expert.
Yeah, we have in high school it's a tremendous sport. You have kids running of all ability levels. You have the elite runners that are going to go to large schools. You have kids that aren't going to run in college, but you know what? It's a way to stay healthy. It's a way, and people run for all sorts of reasons. Some of them running to lose weight. Some of them are running, like you said, to train for other sports. Some of them, this is their life. This is kind of, and they fell into their DNA. And some of them are just really falling in love with running because this is so early in the season. This is, usually it's their first or second meet, and they're really just figuring out how to run in a lot of cases for those freshmen and those just coming into the sport.
Yeah, my wife and I did 5Ks, through, I believe it's called U.S. Road Racing, and we would do those. And I would see ability levels, ages from, I would say 8, 9-year-old kids with their parents to older people. And there was a gentleman probably in his 70s, and he carried an American flag with him on every race, and he held it up. I was like, the stamina that has to take to do that. And I've always admired runners for, their ability.
No, absolutely. Yeah, it's, some of them are training even like you were saying, hold the flag to go to the armed forces.
Yep.
So that is definitely, there were kids that I remember that were training for the National Guard, and they were the Navy or the Navy guys, so of course, so I have a little bit of preference there. But the Air Force, Army, Marines, so they have different run level qualifications, so you have kids training for that as well. And I think we actually have Navy represented in the college race.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, just from our camera shots and the overheads that we got from the drone, the course looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's very well maintained. Like I said, at this point, it's not too messed up. As we get to the college men, you're going to see a little bit more mud flying a little bit with those spikes digging into that grass and with the dew from the morning. We did get some precipitation earlier in the week, so you're going to see the course get a little bit slicker as the day goes on. But for right now, it is pristine running.
I believe that is our leader.
It is, and she's still up front, still very much holding her own. She definitely has great form still, and great stride actually going in.
I can't tell. It's a red jersey. Let's see if we can get a bid number at some point. Yeah, she seems to be out there all alone.
Yeah, and
early on we saw that pack behind her. We don't know where they are now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, things change throughout the race, throughout the day, but They at this point, I mean, she's coming in.
There she took a peek.
Yep.
Just wanted to see where she's at. Okay, there's the pack. Probably a good, what, maybe 10 seconds?
Yeah, and
So
like I
behind
said, things change throughout the race. When we get to the 2-mile marker, that's where we're going to see it lock in. So
Might be able to get a bib number there for a second.
she has some teammates there, and of course in cross country and scoring, the lowest, it's similar to golf, the lowest score will actually win the meet. So you see she has some teammates there with her, moving into position there. So usually whenever it's a dual meet, at least, if you go 1, 2, 3, that's a sweep. You cannot come back from that. So that statistically, so it doesn't matter what the other team does, they could put your top 7 runners are your varsity runners. Top 5 score. 6 and 7 will displace other runners in the scoring.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Is there a number, both in high school and collegiate, that is a max for a team? Like we know basketball, 5 players on the field. Football, 11.
Yeah.
What is it for cross country?
So your top 7 runners are your varsity runners. Top 5 will be your scoring runners.
Okay.
Runners 6 and 7 will displace the other team's runners. So say you were you had 3 teams battling for position. Your top 5 runners will score wherever they score, but maybe your 6 and 7 runner will get in front of the number 4 runner for team 3.
Right.
So they can push their scoring back. So they're very much a part of it. Where they finish is
Little
very
strategy going on in
so,
that.
yeah, so it's very important. So sometimes, you might be the seventh runner, but your coach is telling you got to catch that person in front of you. You have to catch them. We need that position. So you got to push them back and score. Because these coaches, I guarantee you, are keeping track of where they are scoring-wise throughout the meet. Always loved to see people holding up signs. That was always something I always enjoyed when I was playing. Whenever people would hold up signs. So it's always a motivational thing. And this early in the season, you're really just figuring out what kind of shape you're in. And, it's real easy not to train during the summer.
Do these fall sports, do they usually start before school starts, right?
Usually
like
usually about a week to 2 weeks. Usually
before.
So whenever football season starts, usually the same day in the PIAA, they start the exact same day,
Yep.
and they're doing usually 2-a-day practices, eating lunch, coming back, running another one, or eating breakfast, depending on what time. They usually do it in the morning before the heat hits, because it's still in August, so it's at that point very, very warm.
Sure.
And it looks like that. Can't tell if that's Palmyra.
Well, that's what I thought it said on the red.
Yeah.
That was Cumberland Valley.
That actually could be Cumberland Valley running there.
Yeah.
So Cumberland Valley does have a very, very impressive program. They have a lot of runners. Beautiful course, actually, home course in Mechanicsburg, right there off the Carlisle Pike.
Ooh. A little trip and fall there. Hope she's all right.
Yeah, that's unfortunately part of the sport. You're going to see that. You might even see you'll see people walking. You'll see people getting, coming to the finish and they're losing their balance. I've been there, done that whenever you just had nothing left in the tank and you are giving it everything you have.
A lot of cramping early in the season because of maintaining hydration and things of that nature.
And another thing with the heat, and it's not super warm today, but it's warm enough that you're sweating a little bit more than usual, and pushing this early in the season, it can catch up to you. You can get a little dizzy. You might see some runners, wobbling a little bit. I wouldn't be too concerned. It's part of the sport.
And I assume terrain has something to do with that as well. Like you said, they're wearing spikes now, probably.
Oh, absolutely. Most of them wearing spikes right now. It's if there were any pavement, you'll hear click clack, click clack, click clack.
Yeah, beautiful day here in the Union Canal Tunnel Park. We're bringing you the Dutchman Invitational. Right now you're watching the high school girls. They took off at 9 o'clock about 16 minutes ago.
We got a medical emergency on the back loop.
As Jeff stated earlier, we have girls from all over the central Pennsylvania area. Dauphin County, Lancaster, York, Lebanon.
And I'm thinking that lead female runner is either a Cumberland Valley runner or she is from Palmyra. So we get another shot of her even coming to the finish. Maybe we can get her name out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is a fairly large event, so you know, you're in dual meets and in districts, and I've just noticed that we were just told that there is actually a female runner down that needs medical help on the course. So if anyone is watching from a medical team, if they could run over and give her some assistance.
Hope she's going to be all right.
You know, I've come close pushing, you know, in college and other races where I thought I was going to, usually when I stop, if you don't lower your heart rate after you've crossed the line, you know, that's when I talk about that cool down, that's really you're getting the lactic acid out of your legs. It's a big part of it, so you're not cramping later. So it's a big part of lowering your heart rate too, so you don't pass out, because your heart is pumping, and you just stop. You know, your heart's still pumping, and you gotta ease yourself down. So that's a big part of what you gotta do after you cross the line. You'll see them keep running or keep jogging slowly.
All right, well, I think we have a look here at our leader.
Trying to get a view of her bib.
Yeah.
But she's running at quite a phenomenal pace, so she's coming to the finish here.
There she is.
She has company right behind her.
I don't think, is that her? That's not a red.
Nope, that's the second place. That is
Boiling Springs.
Boiling Springs 612. I believe that's our second place runner.
Yeah.
That is Katie Straub. We saw Katie Straub from Boiling Springs come through.
Yeah, and Katie is actually a senior. Not sure she's planning on running in the collegiate level, but based on what we saw there on the course, she probably has a future if that's the path she desires.
Absolutely. You figure.
We have more of the top runners here. And these are all, I mean, this is considered still medal worthy probably in the scoring.
Yeah, we can't see the clock. We do know they took off right around 9, and it was like 9:18 when I looked down.
Yeah,
so that's a phenomenal.
That is a phenomenal time. That is Division I kind of time. So you'll probably see her at a D1 school.
See a lot more people when they see that finish line. Boy, they kick it into high gear, don't they?
Really, when you're coming around, I remember even running this course myself. When you come around that last corner, and you could kind of see that you see the clock, you see the time, and you see it tick, tick, tick. Especially if you see it's like 1940 or something like that for some of these ladies, that they are just going to be sprinting, trying to get under that 20-minute mark.
Sub 20, yeah.
Trying to get under that sub 20 mark, under that sub 21 mark, whatever their goal is for this race. So you're going to see some of them with a little bit more juice in the tank than they thought that they had, and sometimes you surprise yourself. We saw Camp Hill's top runner coming across there.
We saw Anvil Cleona.
Still some phenomenal times.
Yeah, Central, might have been Central Dauphin, Lower Dauphin. Like I said, a lot of schools here, high school girls from the central Pennsylvania area.
Yeah, it was Laura Lee Hoffner from Lower Dolphin. She's actually in 10th grade, so that's actually a phenomenal time. She's a big future in cross country. So that was a young runner still. So
Teammates coming through there from
Cumberland Valley. Yeah, Cumberland Valley really has an army of runners. Tremendous program. Yeah, they're. Let's see here. That was bib 814.
Isabel Thompson.
Yep. Senior. So definitely has a lot.
Looks like a lot of them coming in right here around the 21-minute mark. Again, that's an estimate just based on the start time.
And I will tell you, at districts, 21 minutes will a lot of times get some of these young ladies to states. So you get right around 21 minutes.
So far, we've seen a lot of them come through within that time.
So a lot of these ladies that you've seen cross into the sub-21-minute mark, you'll probably see in the state championships in Hershey.
Fantastic. These fans are really getting a look at some of the top talent here in central Pennsylvania, here at the Dutchman Invitational, hosted by Lebanon Valley College here in Union Canal Tunnel Park. Again, I'm Chris DePato. This is Jeff Adams, our running expert, if you will.
Yeah, it's the one thing you don't want to do is just stop here. You got to keep your legs moving, got to keep going. Fortunately, sickness is part of it, but yeah, just got to make sure you just don't stop. And the worst thing you could possibly do when you're crossing the line
down
is sit down. Yeah, you want to drop, you feel like you're gonna drop, and I remember, some of my teammates, just sitting down or collapsing, and your teammates will always try to lift you back up. They're going to get you back on your feet, get your heart rate lower, get you pulled down.
All right. We're now around the 23-minute mark.
Northern Lebanon coming across here, more Camp Hill.
Camp Hill, yep.
Central Dolphin.
Looks like we have some volunteers from Lebanon Valley College helping the girls, keep walking, keep moving.
Yeah, absolutely, yep.
Oops. There we go.
Yep, you got to get her up,
Volunteer
get her up.
right there.
Yep.
Great job.
And that's what the sport's all about, really helping.
From Milton Hershey.
Yep, really helping these young ladies, be successful.
Again,
keep pushing.
There's competition, but there's also sportsmanship. And there's, it's amazing to watch athletes help other athletes.
Absolutely, and that's something that we don't see enough in sports these days.
I agree. The encouragement from all the fans, still clapping, even if it's not your team, you're still clapping for these finishers.
Yeah, and you're going to see some of these runners, maybe they even run out of gas coming into the final stretch here, and they're giving everything they have, and there's just nothing left in the tank. They gave it all in the course, and you just got to give them a round of applause. Doesn't matter if they're the top runner or the last runner in this race. They've given their heart and soul in this, and it is a physically taxing sport.
Congratulations to all these young ladies. It's probably tough being the first group out in a big meet like this.
No, absolutely. Yeah, they're definitely especially for the young runners, because they don't know what to expect.
I just saw Mannheim Central. That's where I went to high school, for the most part. That's Lancaster County.
Cedar Crest always was a powerhouse running program when I was in high school. They always either won states. They have some state trophies in the trophy case at Cedar Crest.
All right, you got this. You have about a mile.
So Muhlenberg, Cumberland Valley.
Or Lower Dolphin. And even runners at this level.
Now, looking at it from our angle, is that a hill coming up to the finish line, or is it pretty flat there?
It's pretty flat. It's like I would call it maybe a slight decline, actually.
Oh, a slight decline, okay.
Yes, yep, as you're coming into the finish here.
That's always helpful.
Absolutely. And a lot of these ladies, even finishing here, are you're gonna see them running in Division III schools, Division II schools. So it's
Yeah, right now you're looking at about the 26-minute mark.
yeah,
Again, that's just an estimate based on when we heard the gun.
yeah. So 26 minutes. These ladies, you have some young runners, even some seniors maybe that are you might see running at Lebanon Valley. You might see running at Messiah, some of the local schools around the area here. Misericordia. So there's some great programs, and there are runners that were not super successful at the high school level that become more successful at the college level.
High school sports has changed a lot from when I came through. It seems more now, a lot of these sports are year-round. When I came through, you could play football, then you went to wrestling or basketball, then maybe baseball or track and field and things of that nature.
See if I can go.
And athletes could play different sports throughout the year, but now it seems like sports are year-round with the indoor event, the indoor facilities.
Absolutely, yeah.
And more athletes are focusing on one sport.
Yeah. You will see some of the more elite runners, running indoor track and spring track. I always found that if you did not run, or at least stay active, if you were, wrestling, and then running track in the fall or in the spring, and you got to stay active in the summer as well, or you lose it. So it's you lose it pretty quick too. So it's something that you got to make sure you're staying active. A lot of with the indoor track really taking off. Penn State University is one of the fastest tracks in the country. It's actually in hydraulics, where for the sprinting events, even for the 800, even the mid-distance events, the track will actually lift up, and you'll be on an incline coming around. So
I had no idea.
It is a phenomenally fast track, one of the fastest tracks in the country. So a lot of these runners you'll see running there in the wintertime, and we're lucky to have such a phenomenal facility so close.
Now, Jeff, can you remind our viewers, these girls just ran what's called a 5K, is that correct?
Yep.
Which is 3.1 miles.
3.1 miles.
Now, we have a second course that we'll see later on as well. Is that the Collegiate course?
Yes. So men's cross country goes to 8K.
Okay, which is
5 miles.
5 miles. Okay.
And funny story, nobody told me that when I got to college. So it was a surprise.
Ironically, I learned that just today. We were looking at a map of the courses, and I heard the second course, and I was like, second course?
Yes, absolutely. So
so it's just the collegiate men will be running the 5K. High school girls and boys will be 5K, and collegiate girls will be 5K.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but that was an eye-opening experience for you.
Oh yeah, jumping to 8K is definitely
An extra 2 miles.
Yeah.
And that has to, in your mind, the way you train, that really messes with you probably a little bit, because now you've got to refigure paces.
Yes, and I will tell you that there are people, and this happened to me in college. I ran my fastest time in college at the 3.1 mile, right? So at the 3 mile mark, I ran a faster time than I ever ran in high school in a 5K. So there's so much of the mental aspect of the sport. Like, no, it's physical. Everyone tells you it's physical. It is very physical, but there is still that 20%. It is extremely mental. If you are not mentally pumped up, if you don't convince yourself that you can do this, then there's like a cheat code somewhere in your brain that unlocks that says, hey, I only ran 17 minutes in high school, but I can run 16:20 or 16:30 at the 3 mile mark of a 5 mile race in college. So it's something kind of unlocks in the brain.
Yeah. Our girls coming through now are around the 30-minute mark.
Yep, and still that's still a tough thing to do. So these ladies definitely weren't walking. This is a grueling sport. They are given everything they had, and it's especially a lot of these young runners that are just trying to figure out the sport.
Yeah. Again, for anybody just joining us, we are at the Dutchman Invitational here at Lebanon Valley College. This course is at the Union Canal Tunnel Park. The high school girls are just finishing up. We had our leader, I think the leader, right around the 18-minute mark, I think, and now we're at around the 31-minute mark. I see some runners coming up. I believe next we will have the high school boys going off. We're not sure exactly what time yet.
And the course of this speed, and like I said, this is a very fast course. I always enjoyed it because it gave me, I got pumped up for it. It's like, you could hit a very quick time early in the season when you're really tapering your training to get to your top times at the end of the season. This is still heavy training mode. You're still doing a lot of miles. You're not cutting back your mileage yet. You're still doing a lot of intervals.
Now for high school, since we're looking at high school, girls and boys coming up next, what is the training? Like when they go out and they practice, obviously you're practicing running because you are running, but what is a practice entail? Like how does that go?
Normally you have at least one long day. So in high school, I would say that's probably anywhere, depending on if it's boys or girls, anywhere from 5 to 8 miles.
Okay.
So that's you give your long distance days. You have your speed days, which are, a lot of sprints. You might do 2 miles, then you're going to go onto the track. You're going to do sprints. Your speed work is a huge part of this. So you got to do your speed work. You have hill days where you might just be doing hill repeats over and over and over again. So I remember those days. You do 2 miles, come across, and you stop at a hill, and the coach is there at the top, and up and down and up and down. So, and this isn't a super hilly course, but I promise you later in the season you're going to see some extremely steep courses, and you're going to need that training. So you're really just building.
Did you
right
ever
now.
run at Millersville University?
I don't believe I have ran at Millersville.
I have run their cross-country course as a part of training. They have some very big hills.
Bible Baptist College has the steepest hill that I've ever seen in my life. I mean, you literally, you could almost touch the hill with your hands as you're going up at one point. There's some steep hills in the Altoona course, so this is not a hilly course.
So that's why you train that way. You train for what you're probably going to see throughout the season.
Yes, and some of these runners, especially the younger ones, have no idea what that course is going to be like till they get here today. And you'll see a map, and technology has changed a little bit where you have elevation and maps and stuff like that on different websites. But really, when you're getting into the course for the first time, and that's when I talked about running and warming up on the course, you're seeing where the hills are, you're seeing where the flats are, because really, whenever you're running on the downhills, that's where your recovery time is. So I always told myself, you can let go, drop your arms, let go, just let your legs, your body carry, your momentum carry you down, and you're still going to recover. You're going to go faster, but you're still going to recover. It's not like going up the hill. So it's always worse, never, if you had to walk, you definitely don't want to walk downhill because you're just recovering anyways and moving faster downhill.
Well, it looks like fans, our high school boys are starting, we can see by team here, they're starting to move towards the start line.
Yes, they are moving towards the starting line. We see some over there warming up. They're, getting that, you see them sprinting off the start line there, just kind of getting their feel for how they're going to take off in this race, keeping their heart rate up. The worst thing you can do is not warm up correctly because it's going to take you sometimes. Yeah, so, you got to get your heart rate up before the gun goes off. So we're seeing some more ladies crossing the finish line here. Round of applause to them. They're doing a great job.
Absolutely.
And with that, we could probably take a break here and come back and see you at the start of the men's race.
Yeah, fans, come on back. Join us here at the Dutchman Invitational, Lebanon Valley College. For coming up next, the high school boys 5K.
They tell me I'm strong. I want to be stronger.
Greatness isn't about where They tell me I'm good. I want to be great.
They tell me I'm strong. I want to be stronger.
Greatness isn't about where you start,
But the unlikely places you're willing to go.
strength isn't about muscle,
But how much you're willing to achieve.
how far will you go?
How much will you achieve?
My place is here.
My time is now.
Go further.
Achieve more. Lebanon Valley College.
From Times Square to your local community, from local sports to international conventions, Invica has changed the broadcast and video landscape, bringing professional quality and service to organizations across the globe. Through professional, college level, and local sports, festivals, competitions, parades, and telethons, conferences, and commercials, Invica is bringing the power of video to more people and markets than ever before. Have a project you need covered? Check out our website for more information. Invica, providing affordable HD video solutions.
They tell me I'm good. I want to be great.
They tell me I'm strong. I want to be stronger.
Greatness isn't about where you start,
But the unlikely places you're willing to go.
strength isn't about muscle,
But how much you're willing to achieve.
how far will you go?
How much will you achieve?
My place is here.
My time is now.
Go further.
Achieve more. Lebanon Valley College.
From Times Square to your local community, from local sports to international conventions, Invica has changed the broadcast and video landscape, bringing professional quality and service to organizations across the globe. Through professional, college level, and local sports, festivals, competitions, parades, and telethons, conferences, and commercials, Invica is bringing the power of video to more people and markets than ever before. Have a project you need covered? Check out our website for more information. Invica, providing affordable HD video solutions.
All right, again, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Dutchman Invitational here at Lebanon Valley College, Union Canal Tunnel Park. I'm Chris DePato. Alongside me, Jeff Adams, our running expert. We just finished up with the high school girls 5K race, and we're about to start the high school boys. Jeff, you said earlier that we have a couple returners to this invitational who did very well at the last one.
Absolutely. We have the third place runner last year, Oliver Funk. So he was a junior last year. He ran 15:45. The winner was 15:31 last year. This is, like I said, this is a very quick course, and he's obviously a favorite coming into the race. We have a couple other runners here that were in the top few. One of them actually, one of them to watch is actually a freshman last year. He's a sophomore coming back, and he definitely has to be interesting to see where he falls into the pack. So we have quite a few returners that ran very competitive last year. So we're going to look for those runners as we get really started in the race. You see them getting here on the line, getting warmed up, getting themselves psyched up. Another one to watch is Burke Hensel from Northern York. So he ran 16:07 last year. Another very fast time. He's someone that we want to watch here going to the race.
Absolutely. We were told by our team earlier that the first part of the course is kind of soft. So that's where you said earlier we were talking about spikes and things like that.
And it will get softer, I promise you, as the day goes on. When we get to the men's college, it will be a lot more than soft. It'll be downright slick.
And then we were told at the second half of the course, it is hard and compact, which, again, when you're looking at running styles, I'm sure that takes a toll on the athletes as well, the runners.
Oh, absolutely. So just watching your footing, watching where you're taking off, and it can get very slick very quickly, especially around the starting line here, where you're a lot of people sprinting out, just coming out of the chute here.
See that on your screen? That is a plethora of runners.
Yep, they are getting their final instructions from the starter. And another one to watch is Daniel Dunkelberger from Lower Dolphin, 16:22 as a freshman.
As a freshman.
As a
wow.
freshman, so
that's impressive.
He is going to be one to watch from Lower Dolphin as the race goes on here. We're getting the line, getting the instructions. Use the whistle.
I see. Just heard the whistle.
You're going to see generally you get your top of a couple runners on the front of the line, and
there's the gun, and they're off.
And you were just trying to get through the cattle chute here, and just trying to find a position and try not to get boxed in. That's the worst thing you can do, especially if you're a top runner, is you just can't get boxed in. Like I said, we're going to see some different runners with different abilities here at the first, half mile, and you're going to see them settle in as the race goes on.
All right, well, we have our unofficial time clock in the upper right-hand corner. Again, what you're watching now is the high school boys. They just took off 40 seconds ago. Unlike in the high school girls, we had a leader right off the bat, and she took off. Looks like here we have a pretty good pack out front.
Yeah, and they're going to jockey for position, especially the first 800 meters. Really getting their footing and just kind of getting settled in. You'll see the race settle in. You'll see those packs start to narrow, and you'll see larger groups start to form across the course.
Are you worried about pace at this point? If you're one of the leaders, are you more worried about pace or just your position?
I'm worried about a little bit of both. More about my position still this early in the race.
Gotcha.
They're really probably about a quarter mile into the course at this point, 400 meters in, and just really kind of getting set.
Yep. Beautiful overhead shots here that you're looking at. Again, we are at the Union Canal Tunnel Park here at the Lebanon Valley College Dutchman Invitational.
It'll be interesting to see if those are some of our top returning runners from last year back up front again, or maybe we have another freshman coming up out of the woodwork, or someone that really worked or developed throughout the season last year and worked their butts off in the summertime, and they're showing what they have here.
I would say that it looks like they're settling in now to their pace, like we talked about earlier. They've got their position. They got out of that cattle chute, as you said. And it kind of looks like now they're settling in more to a pace instead of the sprint from the gun.
Yes, so we're in a pace right now. They're really coming into a half a mile here. If not, the lead runners are probably at half a mile, if not a little bit ahead. And they're just really getting now we're into pace mode. Yep. So the start's over, the first 100 meters they're settled, and they're getting into pace mode now and just really figuring out where they are. So at this point I'm thinking, I'm starting to look for the mile marker, looking for my coach, telling me where I am, shouting out times, telling me what my pace is like. And that first split is really critical just to figure out where you are in the race, pace-wise. Position-wise, you never know. This is a very fast course. You might be surprising yourself.
Are a lot of these high school athletes and collegiate athletes, are they wearing smart devices, look down at, or are they hitting the time on their watch and then following that?
I did see some. I did see some of them in the females, the girls' high school race doing that. Now, when I ran, it was not allowed.
Right.
Couldn't wear a watch. Couldn't wear jewelry. I remember I thought I was cool back in the day, and I had my ears pierced, and I had to take out my diamond studs before the race, before you took off. Ladies used to have to put tape over their earrings if they were new piercings. So a lot has changed in the sport since then.
Technology's changed.
Yeah, technology's changed, and I don't think anyone's being injured from an earring, a stud earring. I don't see anyone running in hoops or anything like that. Could be a little treacherous, especially getting it caught on a bush or a tree or something like that going around the course. But they're really here, just settling into pace, and we're going to see them coming around here by the start-finish line pretty directly.
Yeah.
And I see crowds running, so here they come. And this really, from what we are seeing here, we're seeing a pack here, but this lead packet is anyone's race at this point.
Yep. There they are, coming past us now at about the 4.5 minute mark.
You see that the form that they have, those lead runners, their arms are going right around their hips. So,
okay, we were just told they are now hitting the 1 mile mark in about 4 minutes and 50 seconds.
That is a phenomenally fast time for the first mile, like I said. That these runners are definitely running 15-minute pace. So we'll see if we have anyone pushing, to break the 15-minute mark. I'm not sure what the course record is here, but definitely have some elite runners. You're going to see that top pack definitely go in Division I somewhere.
Yep. Again, beautiful day here at Union Canal Park.
You can see the ladies going on to cheer on. They're still doing their cool downs, cheering on their teammates.
Yep.
Just lowering their heart rate, still finding their way out there.
Goes back to that sportsmanship we were talking about. You are a team, and you're here to support everybody.
When I was in high school and college, when the guys were warming up, the ladies were running. And, we were out there cheering for them, getting them to push, and the vice versa. When they're cooling down, they're cheering for us during the race. So it's even though there are separate teams, they are still one school, and it's a very close-knit community, close-knit group, and of all development, all ages, and abilities. And so
I just love watching this crowd. I mean, this crowd is sprinting from one side of the course to the other to support, their teams, and that's fantastic.
Absolutely.
Because I think you need that support when you're running, right? Yes, it's a team sport, but it's a solo sport. You are running by yourself, you know what I mean? And you need that support from the crowd to help motivate you to keep you moving.
No, absolutely. And you feed on each other. You're cheering for your team. If you're passing one of your teammates, or come on, let's do this. Stay with me. Let's go. Come on. Drop your arms. Push with me. Come on. Stay with me. Let's pass. Let's catch this next guy together. So there's a huge mental aspect of it. your teammates definitely bringing you up and helping you along the way. People think of it as an individual sport, and without a team, you're just a solo runner.
Yep.
So.
All right, what you're looking at, fans, is the back part of the course.
We're right by the canal there,
Yep.
and this is, as we see this loop coming around, they're going to start getting close to the 2-mile mark. And once you hit the 2-mile mark, you're kind of locking into position. You're not going to see any major shifts in the race other than within those packs that we're seeing break apart here.
Yep. We're coming up on an unofficial time of about 8 minutes here, just a little bit.
You're going to see parents out there yelling out splits, encouraging their children. So you'll see it at the college level too. Nothing really changes.
Looks like that's our leader. Can't get a bib number though. Then a pack of about 4 behind him. And another gap for another 2. Yeah, so I'd say we probably have about 10 runners all within about maybe 15 seconds of each other.
Yeah, and even these runners that we were seeing there,
we're looking for that. 868 looks like Chase Chowdhury of Exeter Township.
the senior.
And it looks like he has a brother who's a sophomore. That's also on the cross-country team. But bib number 868, Chase Chowdhury of Exeter Township, as Jeff said, a senior. Again, what you're looking at now, folks, is the back half of the course. Probably a little bit before the 2-mile mark.
Oh, they're past the 2-mile mark at this point. I think that they're really taking off. And I think this is, yep. And I think this is Exeter's first. They weren't here last year, at least. So
Okay.
I don't know if they came previous years, but Exeter was not here last year, and they have the lead runner out there.
Like you said earlier, you don't know who's going to show up today.
You never know who's going to show up, and you know it's a small tight-knit community, and you know each other. I was talking to one of the coaches at the Hershey High School, and my alma mater, Mifflin County High School, the state champion of the 3A for the last couple of years. A lot of his runners knew that runner, even though they live an hour and a half from each other. They see each other at meets, and
Well, you follow your sport.
You follow your
sport. You're looking at on the internet now. In our day, you had to look at the newspaper and find out what times were. But now, information at your fingertips, and you can look up, hey, who's one of the top athletes. All right, so
Oliver Funk, he finished 5th last year. He's in 2nd place. He's from Anvil, Cleona. He's a senior this year, and he finished 3rd place last year with a time of 15:45. So he's moving up in the world. So he's went from 3rd to 2nd at least, and it's still anyone's race.
Yep, and then 3rd place is bib number 1253, Cornelius Cummings out of Palmyra, who is also a senior.
Yes, and he was 6th place last year with a time of 16:02, and I'll be interested to see if Cornelius can break that 16-minute mark early in the season here. And like I said, all these runners, you're going to see them in Hershey. You're going to see them at the state championship, and all those runners in the top pack. Actually, the top 2 packs are probably going to see them in Hershey. So we're getting a split screen view here of the race, and you're seeing some runners just getting to the 2-mile mark right now. Some
getting ready to finish.
Yeah, you see that. Sometimes there are runners going to be out there a mile halfway through the race, and there's going to be runners that have already finished. So with 4 years of running and developing, your bodies are changing, and sometimes you're in a growth spurt and you just take off, and these are still very young runners. So you're going to see a little bit more stabilization when they get to the college level, but right now they're still growing up, and they're still growing as a runner. So it's going to be interesting to see how some of these young runners progress throughout their careers.
All right, well, unofficially, we are coming up at the 12.5-minute mark. And I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see some finishers or leaders.
You're gonna see some people coming down that last straightaway in about 2.5 minutes.
Sprinting.
So, yeah, so I think we're gonna see a nice battle for the top 5 positions here, and it's gonna be interesting to see where they come about.
And I guess that's where the sprinting training comes in that you were talking about earlier.
Well, yes and no. So the speed work you really need. So you can do all the long distance training that you want, and you can keep building and building and building and building, but you're not going to see your times drop unless you get those different muscles in your hips and your legs, those fast twitch muscles strengthened as well, and that's what's going to get you running faster.
All right.
And you'll see some of these runners that may, when I talked about some runners being more successful at the college level, some of them may not have that dead foot speed that you'll see a little bit more prevalent in the 5K race, where it's a shorter race. Maybe they have not quite as much foot speed, but they have that stamina. So when you get to a 5-mile race, it's a different formula for them, and they're a little bit more consistent, and they're more successful at that level. And they're going to be probably successful marathon runners, half marathon runners as they progress in their life and their careers post-college.
All right, well, we are watching the high school boys meet here. I think we're looking at our leader on the split screen. He's on the right. And that was bib number 868, Chase Chowdhury of Exeter Township.
And it'll be interesting. Yep, he's still up front, still in the lead there, coming around. I mean,
look at that stride.
Yeah, if I talk about that stride, his arms are still right around his hips. Whenever you shorten your stride and you're not swinging your arms as much, you're shortening your leg stride. So he's still comfortable, cool, collected. Not looking over his shoulder at all.
Nope.
So
he is focused.
He is locked in, laser focused, and you're going to see him flying around the corner here probably in the next minute.
All right now 15 minutes here at the high school boys cross-country match held at Union Canal Tunnel Park. Dutchman Invitational.
And we should be seeing the leader coming across here any moment. So keeping our eyes wide open for the leader here. I see him coming around the backside of us, coming towards the finish.
There's our shot. There's our winner.
He's giving it everything he has there.
868.
Chase
Chowdhury of Exeter Township.
15:45. Great time.
Unofficial 15:45. Excellent job. And that's Palmyra. I believe we said that was
Cornelius Cummings.
Okay.
And then we have a runner from Lower Dolphin, Daniel Dunkelberger, coming in there. Another Palmyra runner, 12:52.
That was 62, 12:62. That looks like Joshua Miller from Palmyra, a senior. Okay, these guys are all finishing around the 16-minute mark. I assume fantastic.
That is this level, and for this early in the season, that is a phenomenal time. You're going to see all these runners in Hershey, I promise you. Going anything under 17 minutes is usually going to punch your ticket to Hershey. You're gonna be You're going to be in Chocolate Town, I promise you, in late October, early November.
Great bunch of athletes.
Boiling Springs has a nice group of runners there coming across.
Oliver Funk that you were talking about earlier placed 6th. 16-12, unofficial. Finishing 7th, Asher Baker.
And they're still fighting for position here. Every spot really counts in scoring a lot of times. These positions matter. And if you're going for an overall team win, these positions definitely matter. These are still top 3 runners from a lot of these schools.
Right, and that's what we talked about. You're an individual runner out there, but this is still a team sport.
Absolutely.
And like you said, the top 5 runners, and their times count for the team.
Yes, absolutely. And they're still pushing here. They're still displacing. Sometimes it's a matter of 1 point. So just getting past that one runner at the finish there can make the difference between, for some of these runners getting on the podium.
Sure. And all these runners are coming in right now unofficially under 18 minutes. We're now just at the 18-minute mark. But still phenomenal times for these athletes.
You're seeing some of these athletes that look like, freshmen, sophomores, and some of them, definitely seniors. So
sure, 15, 16, up to 18 years old.
And these are still very much times that are, going to be, these runners going to be running at a collegiate level. So this
volunteers trying to keep them from bottlenecking.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to keep them moving through the chutes. You used to get cards or popsicle sticks with a number on them back in the day, to stay in line. So we got some chip timing, and technology has changed.
Yeah, as you can see at the bottom of your screen, keeping up so far, over 100 high school boy athletes have already crossed the finish line. And again, we're now just a little bit over the 19-minute mark. Just tremendous times for these athletes.
If you had anything for breakfast, you're just trying to keep it down right now. I was one that, I might take a bite of something just to get a little bit of blood, something in my stomach, a little bit of blood sugar for some energy.
Well, that's a good point. Let's talk about that. So we started this morning with the high school girls, and they went off at 9 o'clock. Mm-hmm. What time are you waking up? What is your morning routine? If you have a morning race and you have to go off at 9 or 9:40 like the boys just did, what's your morning routine? How early are you waking up? What are you doing?
Some of these runners are getting up at 5 a.m. to get on the bus to come here. So getting up, getting a shower, getting on the bus, and just getting out here to get to the race. Now, the night before, you're carbo loading, right? A lot of the teams will have pasta parties. They're just getting all the spaghetti and everything in their system that they possibly can. I think we saw a little bit of that maybe coming back up.
I think I carb loaded last night, not even for a run. I'm not even running today.
So they're carb loading, hydrating, just really, getting everything in their stomach they need to get in it.
You got to run her down.
And they're, like I said, helping them up. Got to keep moving. Got to keep moving.
Again, love the sportsmanship.
Absolutely.
So go on. What were you saying? You were talking about the night before, carb loading. Obviously, you're probably going to bed early because you got to wake up early.
Absolutely.
But what's your morning routine?
My morning routine is I'm getting up. I'm going to eat a little bit of a banana, something like that. So a little bit of Gatorade, a little bit of water, and just keeping it light in my stomach. Now, different people, different breakfast routines. Some of them are eating a power bar or something like that. A Kind bar, something with a little bit more carb in it, a little bit more protein. So, but this is you're definitely running on AE right now. So
there's a couple teammates running sprinting basically across the line together. That was nice to see. And shout out on the camera.
Yeah, so it's always nice. Some of these guys are competing together in the preseason, and they're jockeying position even with their teammates. So they're training together. They want to push each other the whole way to the finish line. Another one going down. These volunteers are phenomenal. Just getting these runners up so they don't get stepped on. Getting them up.
Have EMT workers there. I saw on the side.
Yep.
We've already had over 300 runners cross the finish line this morning here at the Dutchman Invitational held at Lebanon Valley College.
Absolutely, and there are runners still getting to 2.5 miles. So we still have a lot of runners yet to finish.
Yep. We just hit the 22-minute mark. And again, when you talk about 300 runners breaking 22 minutes, that's also fantastic.
Oh, absolutely. So a lot of these are freshmen. They're just figuring out the sport. You can see the ages of some of these runners. They are just real young athletes. And, they're going to, whenever you get to your senior year, you're going to start plateauing on your times. You're going to fight for those seconds. Some of these runners are going to knock minutes off every single week. So I remember, from when I started my first race of high school in ninth grade, I knocked about 7 minutes off. So I was here. This was me, wow. And going from there to running in college. So these runners they're just really falling in love with the sport. So it's a grueling sport, and it's like, it's like banging your head against the wall. It hurts while you're doing it, but it feels really good when you stop. So when you finish that line, so it feels good when you stop. But it's a lot of these runners are going to see minutes lop off their times.
Yep.
So they're just figuring it out. They're going to see.
Well, again, even the runners coming across now around the 23-minute mark, they should be proud of that.
Absolutely. They should be proud of anywhere that you finish on this course. You finish a 5K race at, in the high school level, you should be proud of yourself.
Yep.
You finished it, because it is a physical undertaking. These athletes are really pushing their bodies to the limit, as you can see, as they're
Absolutely.
falling out at the end.
Yeah, they're just the weight of everything, the running, competing.
Yeah. And
once you cross that finish line, there's nothing more you can do. It's done.
Yes. And, the coaching goes a long way in this sport, and I will tell you that a lot of these coaches are encouraging these young runners that are, maybe freshmen that are, just learning how to pace themselves for a 5K race. So you're going to see some of these runners crossing at 24 minutes that are going to be running the state championships their senior year. So they're going to develop, they're going to grow in the sport, they're going to grow physically as they age. Got a nice flex there.
Yeah, I saw Milton Hershey coming across. They have a lot of runners represented here today, from freshmen all the way to seniors.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so it's a great mix of runners here. And a great turnout for spectators as well. There are a lot of fans out here on the course today. And like I said, this was always one of my favorite courses to run.
Absolutely.
It's fast, like I said. It's early in the season. It's not freezing cold yet.
No, it's beautiful out here. Right now, there's not even like the sun beating down. It's overcast. I felt a breeze. The runners have to really appreciate that.
Absolutely. It's better than that icy cold air coming into your lungs in October or November.
I bet. All right, we just passed the 25-minute mark. Again, you're watching the high school boys cross-country event.
Absolutely.
Our winner, unofficially, was Chase Chowdhury from Exeter Township, a senior. I believe he came in right around, was it 15:30 unofficially?
Yeah, he was in the mid 15s there.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see if he's committed anywhere to college yet, so to see where he's planning on running. So maybe we can get him on camera here a little bit later, one of the top runners here. But seeing Warwick with some young runners coming across the line here, and still developing, still learning. Some of these runners, this could be their very first race ever.
Absolutely.
My first race, I had no idea what I was doing. I was just trying to finish, right? I had a couple weeks of training, and I'm like, I hope I can finish this race.
Now, I saw the course is very well documented. There's white lines everywhere. You knew where you're going. Have you ever gone to either a high school or whatever where the course is, you're not quite sure where to go?
So the lead runners, there's always someone there. But as you get towards the back, maybe one of the traffic directors, days off a little bit. And you do have some runners that get a little lost, and they will.
That would have been me, probably.
And they will sometimes find themselves running in a little bit extra. So they'll miss a turn, and they run about a half a mile extra sometimes. So it definitely happens.
But this course, again, when I came in and I saw the white lines, it looked like it was perfectly marked for.
Absolutely.
Because we saw the overhead map, and you may see that on your screen here a little bit later. But if you are doing the 5K versus the 8K that you said that the collegiate males do, that would be confusing, I would think. I would think you would need people out there pointing and saying, okay, here, you're going left.
Yeah, I think they are definitely not hurting for volunteers here. The phenomenal amount of volunteers from the college here, really just helping these runners up. They're, I don't know if it's alumni even as well, out here making sure no one's getting lost, making sure that the course is well marked. A lot of work went into this event, and hats off to all the organizers that put this together. Phenomenal job. And I don't know how many years this has been running, but I ran it, dating myself. I ran this in 1998 in high school, so my freshman year of high school. So
19 minus 88.
Yeah, that's the way. You don't need to do this, Matt.
No, my gray beard gives it away.
So they're still fighting, but this is tremendous to see.
We just heard the college girls just went off. Yep. We just heard the gun start for the college female race, which, again, they are doing the same course that the high school girls and the high school boys just ran. This is a 5K. Again, you're watching Collegiate girls here at the Dutchman Invitational, hosted by Lebanon Valley College at Union Canal Tunnel Park. Again, I'm Chris DePato. Alongside me is Jeff Adams, our running expert.
Yeah, we have a lot of nice representation here from across different conferences. Some schools from the MAC coming out here. We have Arcadia, Bowie State, Carroll, Cedar Crest, Chestnut Hill. We got Christendom College, Eastern, Gwyneth Mercy, Hood, Lebanon Valley College, of course, our host, McDaniel, Millersville, Muhlenberg. We have Navy running today. Navy is actually a lot of runners out here today. Penn College of Technology and Williamsport. That program's been along for a long time. PSU Abington, PSU Berks. Those guys got up early in the morning to get here.
I bet.
Penn State Schuylkill. They're not too far away. Stevenson College.
We got a runner from Thaddeus Stevens. Fantastic.
Yeah. Thaddeus Stevens, Susquehanna University, Ursinus. Yep. Valley Forge. They got up early. Widener as well. Yeah. So we have a lot of colleges really from across the state represented here, and they are.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. It's always been a great race. A lot of talent out here today. Seeing our ladies going to get settled here. You're going to see a little bit tighter packs probably here at the college level.
Yeah. When you watched the beginning of the high school, you really saw, I don't know if rabbiting is the right word, but you saw people really heading to that
yeah,
the front of the pack.
Generally,
here it looks like it's more of a group and they're more paced.
Yeah. Generally, these are not amateurs, so to speak. They're amateur runners. They're not professionals, but they are.
They're seasoned.
They are very seasoned. So they're seasoned. You rarely see. Not saying it doesn't happen, but people will join up in college for the first time. You have some soccer players sometimes that'll switch to cross country that maybe did track, never tried cross country, or the track coach might get some 400 runners, say, hey, let's try cross country. Maybe they played soccer in high school or something like that. So you'll see some runners that way that are first-time cross country runners, but they're usually seasoned runners at the college level.
Yeah, I always felt high school sports was, it was a lot of work, but it was fun. In college, it felt like a job. because you're doing it almost all year round. The training, especially if you are a scholarship athlete.
Yeah. No, absolutely, and it's especially with NIL and some of the stuff at the Division I letter, it is more of a job.
Yeah.
So
Because you got to really balance your schoolwork and your classes around practice times and things of that nature. So
study time, absolutely. And meals, trying to get meals in there as well. So it's really a juggling act whenever you're an athlete in college. So
I would agree.
you're not going home to see your family on the weekends because you are running.
There's
So
our lead pack coming in right now.
Navy is.
I saw Navy in there.
Yep.
I would say in our lead pack we got about 20 to 25 people.
Absolutely, yeah. Happy to see my former branch of the military out here representing,
Thank you for your service.
and the Navy ladies are looking strong.
And again, they're probably coming up soon here on the 1 mile mark. And again, for those watching, this is the Collegiate female cross-country race here at the Dutchman Invitational hosted by Lebanon Valley College. We've already had our high school girls and high school boys go. This is our third race today.
Absolutely. So these ladies are really getting settled in here. A lot of these are Division III athletes, and like I said, those runners that you saw in the middle of the pack of the high school race, a lot of these ladies are going to go on to run here, probably in the collegiate level next year. They were seniors.
That's what everybody needs. If you can hear it, a little bit more cowbell.
Absolutely. Can't go around with enough. Can't go wrong with cowbell. We were not allowed when I ran to run with sunglasses on, and I really wish that we were allowed. So it's nice to see them making some concessions in the sport.
What I'm noticing here, Jeff, is that a lot of these college women, they are using the hard path where we saw the high school athletes more choosing the grass. Is there a reason or no?
If it's getting slicker, then they're going to go to the cinder there. So
Gotcha.
Generally, if you're running on pavement, it's faster than grass. So if the harder surface, you're gonna roll off the harder surface quicker than you are the sinking in the softer surface. So yeah, they should probably be sticking to the harder surface.
And I guess that makes sense based on what you said earlier, that as more races go and more feet hit the surface, it could be a little bit more slick.
And these are not sneakers going into that surface. These are 3/4 inch spikes that are sinking in there, digging up with every stride. All these hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of runners, probably over 1,000 runners have come across this already.
I would say, yeah, you're probably right.
Going across these loops, and it's going to get slicker. So at the men's race, it's going to be at its slickest, and you're going to see, especially around the corners, where people funnel in tight on the corners, you're going to see it get a little bit slicker.
And we just got word that it's starting to rain or drizzle maybe here a little bit, which that's not going to make the footing any better.
I always enjoyed the rain a little bit of rain. I always thought it was great. So the elemental, it's always a mental game. There is definitely a mental aspect to this, and I always enjoyed the rain. Some people not so much, but to me, when it started to drizzle a little bit, I got excited.
All right. Well, we are at the Dutchman Invitational here at Lebanon Valley College at the Union Canal Tunnel Park. This is race 3. We've already watched the high school girls and high school boys go through. You're now watching the college women.
We got some Penn State runners there from different campuses, Schuylkill or Abington, I believe.
Running together like that.
Or Berks, yeah. So They came from Berks. They had a drive. It's nice to see all the different Penn State campuses out there, giving kids a chance. Maybe they couldn't,
And even though they're all representing Penn State, they may not know each other because they are from different campuses.
Absolutely.
So again, it's that individual versus team, mentality.
Yep, you're going to see some of the boys cooling down there still, lowering that heart rate, getting that lactic acid out of your legs.
Sorry. No.
Yeah, that was always the hardest part for me was the running afterwards. Like, I just did 3.1 miles and now I got to run some more.
It's like one of those things. It's like the medicine may not taste good, but it's definitely needed.
Yeah, we just got word that the leaders here in the college women's race are over around the canal. Unfortunately, due to the weather, our drone had to come down. So,
all right, so we're in the back loop here. They're approaching the 2-mile mark. We do have the Invica Jumbotron here on site, broadcasting. We have a lot of spectators watching the race on the Jumbotron here. And beyond the start-finish line, a few hundred people here standing here watching. We're providing the screen here for the crowd to enjoy. Sometimes it's a little hard to get across that course to see your family member, friend, teammate running.
yep, we're now at the unofficial time of 10 minutes. 10 minutes in to the college women's cross-country event here at the Dutchman Invitational.
Absolutely, and they have, pretty sure our lead runners there have hit the mile mark. Looks like we got Navy up front there.
It's like 2 Navy. All right, we were just told they are now hitting the 2-mile mark in the unofficial time of about 10:25. Looks like we have 2 Navy runners side by side. Can't tell who's behind there, but that's our lead pack of 3 runners.
And I will tell you that the Navy team is a very young team. You have a couple juniors on there, but I'm counting 7 freshmen and 7 sophomores.
Wow.
So very young team.
So it looks like our lead 3 has about maybe 15 seconds, 20 seconds ahead of the next pack.
And that could change as the race goes on. Like I said, we've hit the 2-mile mark. You're going to see jockeying position in these packs, but these packs are kind of locked in at this point.
Yep.
Of course, you could fall apart. Sometimes you just die. As they call it on the course. So you just something happens.
Not literally.
Not literally.
Not literally.
But it's one of those things where maybe you pull something happens, you have a bad cramp that you have to stop or slow down or. That is Susanna Heinz, junior from Navy. Here's our leader.
Jane Phillips,
our number 2 runner.
Yep, from the Navy. She is a sophomore.
And bib number 134 is Kirana Nemitz from Lebanon Valley, a junior,
All
on her
right.
home course here.
On her home course.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens in that pack.
Yeah, she
And-
knows the course.
And she has some top talent from Navy running here.
Yeah, what was the other one? One's a sophomore. What was the other?
So sophomore and I believe she's a junior.
Okay. Yeah, again, you're looking here at the back side of the course. We just are now hitting the unofficial time of 13 minutes. And you're watching the college women 5K cross-country race here at the Dutchman Invitational, hosted at Lebanon Valley College.
Phenomenal job by these ladies, really pushing. Our split screen here, and we have a plethora of abilities out here today, but very competitive race, some very fast times. Going to be interested to see exactly where they come in at here on this course today.
Yeah, we got two Navy teammates out front, and they were doing a little bit of maybe what you were talking about earlier. They were running side by side with the Lebanon Valley College, so maybe they're doing a little bit of that strategic blocking, if you will.
Well, I don't know about blocking, but they're definitely pacing each other. They're trying to encourage each other, trying to pull ahead of the LVC runner. They don't want to let her
any advantage.
Step up on the podium. So they're definitely working together, and I'll be interested to see, if they start to pull away, or if our runner from Lebanon Valley, takes the lead here. Maybe she has a lot. Some runners have a lot in the tank, and you'll see them take off for the half mile left.
All right, coming up the unofficial time of 14:40. Where do we expect the females to finish, the leaders? Around what time?
I wouldn't be surprised based on the talent level that we're seeing here with Navy and the Lebanon Valley. We're going to see them probably finish in the 16s.
Yeah, they should do the canal. They come out of the canal, and then they come up the chute.
Looking here to see.
All right, we were just told that the leaders, which the last time we saw were two Navy, one Lebanon Valley College runner, are now passing the canal.
So Susanna Heinz, interesting fact, she's from Clarks Hill, South Carolina, and she didn't run high school. She was homeschooled.
Wow.
So it's definitely interesting to see where she finishes here. So
yeah, we're coming up now at the unofficial time of around 16 minutes. As Jeff just said a little bit ago, we wouldn't be surprised to see our leaders hitting that finish line in about the next minute or so, hopefully within the next minute.
yeah, our leaders actually, it's a running family. I'm learning that her sister, Lucille, is a member of the Bob Jones University cross-country team as well. So it's definitely a running family.
Chris, are they
All
doing
right.
that back loop again, Chris?
We're looking at our leader right now. The last we saw, there was a pack of three. It looks like we have a solo one. And it looks like she built up a nice lead from the other two we just saw.
Yep, she's pulling away. She had a little something left in the tank, a little surprise. So we just crossed the 17-minute mark. She's coming in here into the finish line. So
we should see her here in the screen any second.
Sun's out, and
I see her.
Here she comes. Be interesting to see it. This is Susanna.
Navy, Lebanon Valley.
This is Jane Phillips, 227 from Navy in the lead.
So Jane Phillips,
sophomore. Here she comes.
She ran at Floyd Kellum High School in Virginia, and she's from Virginia Beach, Virginia.
An unofficial time of looked like 17:51. Navy 1. Navy 2. And that looks like Lebanon Valley College coming in 3.
It's interesting when I talked about lopping off chunks of time. In our winners freshman season in 2024, she ran 22:09. So she has cut literally 2 minutes off of her time.
Amazing. I think I saw 2 other Navies come through within that time. So that's the top 4 right there just for Navy.
Yeah, something happened in that program, and those ladies have taken off.
They have. And it looks like another Navy finishing up. That's the 5th.
Bib 222.
That is Caroline Montemaro. 2 more Navy.
Caroline Montanaro is from Webster, New York.
Navy. Wow, they're just dominating.
Absolutely. Webster Thomas High School. And she's a freshman that we saw.
Freshman. Amazing. All of these collegiate women are finishing sub 20. We are unofficially now at about 19:30. Arcadia.
This is the phenomenal times. Absolutely phenomenal times.
There's Millersville teammates. I saw the Ville. We just hit the 20-minute mark.
Midshipmen with a very strong, showing here today.
Absolutely. So the course must be all right. They're finishing with great times. We talked about it being, soft in some areas and hard and compact in the others.
No, absolutely. Yeah, it seems like it's still a very viable course. We're seeing a lot of runners coming across here.
With excellent times.
Yes.
I mean, just
these runners where they went to states. If you're running a sub 21, like I said, these runners went to states probably in high school. These are still very, very talented athletes. Regardless of the level, when you're running at the collegiate level, there's some definite talent here.
Yep, we just hit the 21-minute mark. You're watching a lot of our collegiate females finishing. Muhlenberg, Carroll University. Again, there's Millersville. Finishing strong. You gotta love it.
Still jockeying for position here.
Yeah.
These positions, they're not the first group of runners that came across, but these are still top 5 runners. These are still varsity runners, and they are still displacing other runners. So these positions matter.
And as you mentioned earlier, yes, individual, but team points count for overall team placement and where you're going to finish. So that's why they're finishing strong for their team. Also, for themselves also, but it's a team sport.
Absolutely. So, that one point that you're lowering yourself in the finishing standings. So say you finished 43rd instead of 44th. That matters a lot of times. So these are decided by very, very small margins sometimes to see which team goes home with some hardware. You got a lot of representation here from the MAC conference.
That's where I wrestled in the MAC. Kent State University. And Arcadia, Millersville.
Millersville with a lot of runners out here today. Still very, very strong times.
Absolutely.
We talk about the Mid-Atlantic Conference for Division III. The women's teams, of course, Misericordia has been kind of the powerhouse from Dallas, Pennsylvania, in that area for quite a number of years now. They've won the championship the last 5 out of the 7 years, coached by Chris Wattis, who happens to be my college roommate. So
Wow, there you go. I was like, wow, you have a lot of knowledge, and then college roommate, kind of helps a little bit, doesn't it?
he keeps me informed.
Of course. Well, that's good. Yeah, again, this is the third race of this morning. We have one to go. We've already had the high school girls, high school boys. We're now watching the college girls. One more race after this, the college men.
Still pushing in here. Some of these teams are still displacing other teams in the final scoring.
I think even at my best in running a 5K, I've never hit that time. So
If I took off now, as out of shape and as old as I am, then I would really struggle to hit that time.
So just watching these women cross this finish line is just impressive. Yeah. Again, hats off to Lebanon Valley College.
Absolutely, and just some quick update on the. Looks like Annville Cleona on the women's side took the win here for the team standings,
Excellent.
followed by Mechanicsburg, the females. High school.
All right, so we're going to take a short break, and then we'll be back to finish up with the last race of the morning, the Collegiate men. Again, I'm Chris DePato, joined by Jeff Adams, and we'll be right back.
They tell me I'm good. I want to be great.
They tell me I'm strong. I want to be stronger.
Greatness isn't about where you start.
But the unlikely places you're willing to go.
Strength isn't about muscle.
But how much you're willing to achieve.
How far will you go?
How much will you achieve?
My place is here.
My time is now.
Go further.
Achieve more. Lebanon Valley College.
From Times Square to your local community, from local sports to international conventions, Invica has changed the broadcast and video landscape, bringing professional quality and service to organizations across the globe. Through professional, college level, and local sports, festivals, competitions, parades, and telethons, conferences, and commercials, Invica is bringing the power of video to more people and markets than ever before. Have a project you need covered? Check out our website for more information. Invica, providing affordable HD video solutions.
They tell me I'm good. I want to be great.
They tell me I'm strong. I want to be stronger.
Greatness isn't about where you start.
But the unlikely places you're willing to go.
Strength isn't about muscle.
But how much you're willing to achieve.
How far will you go?
How much will you achieve?
My place is here.
My time is now.
Go further.
Achieve more. Lebanon Valley College.
From Times Square to your local community, from local sports to international conventions, Invica has changed the broadcast and video landscape, bringing professional quality and service to organizations across the globe. Through professional, college level, and local sports, festivals, competitions, parades, and telethons, conferences, and commercials, Invica is bringing the power of video to more people and markets than ever before. Have a project you need covered? Check out our website for more information. Invica, providing affordable HD video solutions.
They tell me I'm good. I want to be great.
They tell me I'm strong. I want to be stronger.
Greatness isn't about where you start.
But the unlikely places you're willing to go.
Strength isn't about muscle.
But how much you're willing to achieve.
How far will you go?
How much will you achieve?
My place is here.
My time is now.
Go further.
Achieve more. Lebanon Valley College.
From Times Square to your local community, from local sports to international conventions, Invica has changed the broadcast and video landscape, bringing professional quality and service to organizations across the globe. Through professional, college level, and local sports, festivals, competitions, parades, and telethons, conferences, and commercials, Invica is bringing the power of video to more people and markets than ever before. Have a project you need covered? Check out our website for more information. Invica, providing affordable HD video solutions.
They tell me I'm good. I want to be great.
They tell me I'm strong. I want to be stronger.
Greatness isn't about where you start.
But the unlikely places you're willing to go.
Strength isn't about muscle.
But how much you're willing to achieve.
How far will you go?
How much will you achieve?
My place is here.
My time is now.
Go further.
Achieve more. Lebanon Valley College.
From Times Square to your local community, from local sports to international conventions, Invica has changed the broadcast and video landscape, bringing professional quality and service to organizations across the globe. Through professional, college level, and local sports, festivals, competitions, parades, and telethons, conferences, and commercials, Invica is bringing the power of video to more people and markets than ever before. Have a project you need covered? Check out our website for more information. Invica, providing affordable HD video solutions.
They tell me I'm good. I want to be great.
They tell me I'm strong. I want to be stronger.
Greatness isn't about where you start.
But the unlikely places you're willing to go.
Strength isn't about muscle.
But how much you're willing to achieve.
How far will you go?
How much will you achieve?
My place is here.
My time is now.
Go further.
Achieve more. Lebanon Valley College.
All right. Well, again, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Union Canal Tunnel Park for the Dutchman Invitational hosted by Lebanon Valley College. I am Chris DePato. Alongside me, our running expert, Mr. Jeff Adams. We've already completed the high school girls, high school boys, and the collegiate women. We have one race left, the collegiate men.
And this is where you separate yourself, because the race obviously gets longer here. So we're going to an 8K course.
Remind our listeners, what's the difference? I mean, obviously 5K for the last three races. Now we have an 8K. What's the mileage difference?
So the men's race will jump to 5 miles. 8K is 5 miles, so it'll be a little bit of a different feel as we get started here. You're going to see the course very similar to where it started in the high school level on the screen.
But at this point, they branch off.
Well, we're going to keep going similar to what we did, so it'll branch off around here.
Okay.
So it'll be a little bit different. We come to the mile 2 mark, keep moving around, going around the canal, and now we're at 3. This long straightaway here, which we're going to go and wrap around to the 4th mile. Come across Scout Meadow and kind of back where we started.
Now, we've already talked about the fact that the 5K has been run on 3 times. It's probably soft. These guys are wearing spikes.
Absolutely.
But past the mile 3 to 4, 4 to 5, that's some of the area hasn't been run on yet.
Hasn't been touched. So that's fresh turf. And it could be slick. It could be nice and soft. It could be hard. So we'll be interested to see how the course is when we get out there. It's going to be a little bit of a surprise. But the nice thing is we do have the last year's champion from the Invitational, Rory Lieberman from Lebanon Valley. He won last year
Post course
as a sophomore at 25:05, which is lightning. He has some of his teammates here. Lebanon Valley really has turned into a powerhouse in the MAC conference on the men's side. They had 7 out of 10 out of the top runners in this field last year. So in the course, Lebanon Valley also won the MAC championship last year as well, edging out Messiah and Misericordia, the 2 other kind of powerhouses in the cross-country world for Division III in the MAC conference. A name to watch again would be Andrew Namkata. He was the MAC Rookie of the Year last year. So he finished 18th here last year. I'd be interested to see how he's developing and where he's going to come around last year. He's gotten a kind of a feel now through his freshman year of how the race.
A little bit of experience.
This is much different than high school.
And again, this is his home course.
Yes, it is. So he should know the course well. Be interested to see. And we do also have Navy here as well.
I was going to say,
who ran away with the women's competition earlier.
They did.
So it'll be interesting to see how they mix up with the MAC champions, the Lebanon Valley Dutchmen.
This should be very exciting to see what happens here. And again, we have a phenomenal day for a race.
Absolutely. It doesn't get much better than this. And these runners are ready. They're getting warmed up. They're waiting for that gun, so they're getting themselves mentally ready for this race. It's going to be a great one. Like I said, whenever I ran this in college, I was always excited for this course. It is very fast. It is a fun course. It's early in the year. You're kind of figuring out where you are in the process.
Right. So I assume we're going to see something very similar at the start to what we saw with the high school boys. That cattle chute, that jockeying for position early.
Yes, you'll see a little bit of a jockeying position early. Not so much, probably a little bit less in the collegiate level than we saw in the high school level. But you're going to see some jockeying because they're going to want to get out of there and get into position first, especially some of these elite runners running, close to sub 25, which is elite. That is a time for division. Lebanon Valley is a Division III school. That is a Division I time. So it'll be interesting to see if someone does break the 25-minute mark here.
Well, again, we saw earlier they were getting lined up. I think everybody's about to get ready. We were told 11 o'clock start, which is just in a couple minutes. But yeah, we saw some amazing talent right off from the first race. The high school girls, I forget what high school it was, but the one who took off from the beginning finished it in the lead. I mean,
Absolutely.
she was dominant the entire race. High school boy, I believe, again, the leader, there was a lead pack for a little bit, but that runner wasn't here last year, but finished first this year.
Yes, winner from Exeter High School last year, yes. Or from this year, was not here last year. So Navy was not here last year as well.
Which won the females college race.
We'll see if the midshipmen men are as dominant as the females were here going against the MAC champion Lebanon Valley Dutchmen. And they're getting their final instructions here from the starter. You see him there in the orange, and we are just moments away from the gun.
Yep, here at Union Canal Tunnel Park for the Collegiate, our last race of the Dutchman Invitational, the Collegiate men.
Getting ready here, just getting yourself psyched, trying to stay warmed up here. The worst thing you can do is have your heart rate lower, and then it's going to take you a quarter mile, half mile to get yourself back up to the speed. So it's really important to keep warming up until that gun goes off.
Okay, it looks like
Arms up, and the gun's off.
the gun is there. There they go. Again, not the full-out sprint we saw with the high school boys. Definitely not.
This is a longer race, so
Yes.
you're going to see probably faster times in the mile mark than you saw in the high school race.
Right.
Even though this is an 8K race, so 5-mile race, you're going to see faster. You're going to see faster miles, but this should be an interesting turn.
That looks like Villanova. I say Villanova Navy. But it was definitely Villanova Racing Club, I think. is what
Yes,
I saw. Running Club.
Villanella Running Club. So they do have representation here. So that's kind of like a club sport. They may not have made Villanova's Division I team, but
Right.
they are still elite runners. We did see Liam Johnson out there as well from your sinus. He finished 4th here last year, so at a time of 25:51. So we're seeing some returning talent here at the Dutchman.
All right, we're only about a minute and a half in to the final race. This is the Collegiate men. There's our lead pack. I'd say we got about 10, 12 runners in that lead pack. I see Navy up there. Looks like Navy's in the top 3.
Yeah. Looks like history is repeating itself here in the men's collegiate race as well.
The midshipmen.
Be interesting.
And again, see their pattern side by side pretty much. They're controlling that pace.
Absolutely. Let's see if we can get some bib numbers and identify some of these top runners here.
Yeah, looks like our top 3 are Navy for sure.
With last year's winner, Rory, in the mix as well.
And they're coming behind us now.
We are positioned. We have a little studio set up here near the start-finish line, and they're just making that first loop around that we saw earlier on the map.
Yep. Again, this is the part, of course, this is the part that's already been run on 3 times. This is the 4th and final race of the Dutchman Invitational. Again, we're seeing something different. Now they're on the far left. 2 Navy out front, maybe 3 still.
Absolutely. And these packs are very close together. So
Absolutely. But again, like you said earlier, it's still early in the race. We're not even, maybe about a little over a half mile.
we're getting close to the mile.
Yeah. So in the lead right now, we have James McCarron. And he's a sophomore. Second, Trevor Haynes, also a sophomore. And then William Driscoll, a sophomore. All three sophomores, all three Navy.
William Driscoll from Newport News, Virginia, went to Peninsula Catholic High School. I saw here the midshipman, representing the midshipmen. And who was our leader there again?
The leader is James McCarron, sophomore Navy. Well, yeah, kind of like what we thought. Navy, Lebanon Valley, we knew they were going to be up there.
Yeah, he's from Port Smith, Rhode Island, from St. George's School. So his freshman year, I mean, he was kind of a little bit all over the map. So this is interesting to see these Navy runners really picking up their times.
Now they're coming in front of us. The leaders have already passed us. As you can hear, a lot of spectators, a lot of support for these runners.
Absolutely.
All right.
Just across the mile mark, right around the 5 minute
Right around
mark.
the 5 minute mark, yep.
Phenomenal time.
See a lot more Navy there too in that pack behind. As you can see, look at that beautiful shot by the canal.
Yeah,
Just beautiful.
Like I said, this was always one of my favorite courses to run. Very scenic, kind of calming.
Not that you can really admire that when you're running, but I'm sure you appreciate it.
You
know.
appreciate it more than running sometimes. I liked it more than some of the more urban courses. We got our same three runners, still packed together, still in the lead.
James McCarron, Trevor Hayes, and William Driscoll, all three Navy, all three sophomores outside their plebe year at the Naval Academy. And we've had some phenomenal competition here today.
Oh, absolutely. And Trevor's
Phenomenal times. We've seen, I don't know, record-breaking times, but they have been fantastic times.
Yeah, some of these times were, in the high school races, those were elite Division I type runners that we saw out here on the course today that are going to be at a big-time school.
Yep.
So, but we're seeing some phenomenal times on the women's the women's collegiate and the men's collegiate so far. Trevor Hayes, actually, our second place runner from East Norwich, New York. He went to West Hampton Beach High School.
Yeah, so we got people from all over the United States, go to different, live in different states, go to different colleges, get recruited, get scholarships, and now they're here right now with us in Lebanon, Pennsylvania.
Or choose to serve their country in the Navy.
Absolutely. So we thank them for their service. All right, we got an update there in the back part of the field of the course. I'll be coming up on the 2 mile mark here not too long from now. We were told the same three runners, all from Navy, are in the lead. But it's nice to see the crowd, even though the high school girls went out first at, 9 o'clock. It's now after 11, and we still see them here supporting all of the runners.
They want to see sometimes some of their teammates. They're at the time where they're doing college visits too.
Sure.
So a lot of these high school runners, some of the colleges that they are looking at right now are here.
Could there be recruiters here talking to athletes, or is that not permitted?
You're allowed a certain amount of contact. I'm not sure what the NCAA rules are anymore.
Not either.
But you are allowed a little bit of contact your senior year. I think junior year you used to be allowed one contact. Senior year, I don't think it might be unlimited. But the college coaches, I'm sure, were watching the high school race, and the high school runners are looking at the college race, seeing what their future teammates are doing out here today.
Yep. Like we said, just a lot of support.
Absolutely. The Dutchmen still are having a very strong showing out here. They're mixing it up with Navy, who, obviously have a very large recruiting pool.
Yes. And we know they dominated the female race, the collegiate women, not too long ago.
We'll see if they pull away with
there we go.
a 1,
There's
2,
our
3
top
sweep.
4. And I know that's Navy, 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 but we got somebody in maroon coming up.
I think that might be a runner from your sinus.
Okay, you're looking right now at the 2-mile mark, unofficial time of about 9:14, 9:13 at the 2-mile mark. 3 miles to go. This is, again, an 8K race.
And that might be Liam Johnson. Last year, he finished 4th here at the Dutchman Invitational. Phenomenal runner from your sinus.
So, again, we're familiar with this part of the course again.
Looping back around.
Yep.
We've seen this before. This is very similar to the high school race where they're coming around, getting close to the 2-mile mark.
No, they've already passed the 2-mile mark.
Oh.
That was around 9:13. But again, we see Navy, possibly Ursinus, and then 3rd Navy. All right, so our new leader is Trevor Haynes from Navy. Jonathan Skemp, a sophomore, is in 2nd. And in 3rd place right now,
We have Derek Blair.
Derek Blair from Susquehanna has taken 3rd place.
Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania. It's a nice little drive out here.
Yeah, like you said, they're now past the 2-mile mark. 3 to go. They've found their pace. They've kind of found their groove.
Settled in.
Yep.
In college, I kind of always judged myself, where was I at the 5K mark? And then, miles 4 and 5, I just tried to hold on. So, we're getting an aerial shot here of the runners that are coming around. We're starting to see a little bit of separation.
Yeah, it looks like Trevor Hayes has broken out maybe about a 5-second lead over the other 2, which was his teammate Jonathan Skemp. And like we said, from Susquehanna, Derek Blair. There you just saw our leader again.
Heading over to the canal.
So the lead pack, the lead 3, have probably got a good 20 seconds or so. There's another Navy.
And then there's our Ursinus runner. I believe that's Liam.
He said finished 4th last year.
He did finish 4th last year.
There's a 5th Navy.
He was a sub 20. Liam Johnson, a sub 26-minute performance here last year.
I haven't seen a Lebanon Valley runner yet. 2 more Navy. This is reminiscent of the Collegiate women. The Navy. That might be.
That pack is.
That might be Lebanon Valley.
I think we saw a pack of Lebanon Valley come in through there.
Yep.
And you got to remember, this is a team scoring sport. The Navy, of course, has a lot of runners up front, but the Dutchmen are making a very strong showing for that 2nd place trophy here with that huge pack of runners right there. They pretty much had most of their varsity team there in a pack.
Absolutely.
Still coming across. This is still a phenomenal time.
It's amazing times.
Absolutely. So,
And the course looks like it's really held up after even
It has.
3 other races.
We had a little bit of precipitation earlier, but that's died away. It's allowed the course to stay nice. Not get too sloppy out there.
Yep. And a shout out to our camera crew out there for getting us some amazing shots.
Absolutely. They're doing a great job, the Invica crew from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Yep. Hats off. Makes our job a lot easier when you can see, when you can't see what's in front of you. Our camera crew's doing amazing. And all these athletes, just a round of applause to them. Oh, look at that beautiful shot along the canal. It'll be coming up here shortly for you guys. Nice aerial view of the canal.
Nice job, gentlemen!
This is really where you're going to see some of the runners start to break down. So it's either you're going to see the pack start to stretch a little bit. You know, we saw that a little bit of the mile mark in the high school races and the college races, right around the 2.5, 3 mile mark, where the other teams, you know, in the high school and the women's collegiate division, they're finishing. This is where they're going to start to separate. You're going to see the pack start to thin a little bit, and you're going to see, you know, who's who.
Right.
Really, whenever this separation happens. And we saw.
And like you said, this is still early in the season for this type of an event.
This is either first or second race of the season.
Right. So they haven't quite even found their groove yet.
No, they were still. Some of them are just got in their groove in college, so they're literally got in the maybe preseason, checked into their dorm, and they're just getting used to college life. So there's just a lot of change, a lot of uncertainty here, but you know.
Well, like we said, out in front we had a couple sophomores from Navy, and we know that college life is very different than what you and I experienced.
Absolutely.
That is more of a job. All right, looks like our leaders in with some boys that are high school boys that are cooling down still. Right there, we got our eyes on the leader. Again, great form, nice stride. Looks like it's a run in the park.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yes, and you look at his arms, where they are, especially his body, they're still falling right around his hips. His arms have not raised up. When you get super tired, you're going to see arms, you kind of, you'll tighten.
Either up or just
Yes.
spaghetti arms.
Or you just kind of clinch close to yourself and you shorten your stride. So, but it's great to see him. He's definitely well conditioned. He's
camouflaged.
Camouflage there in the trees.
Looks like we have
our lead pack there still going.
Yeah, this is some of our leaders. I believe there is our actual leader. And if it's still the same, it's still Trevor Hayes, a sophomore from Navy.
You got this. Say you can.
Now, is he there maybe lapping some people?
Some people are going around the first loop and he's coming around, yes. That's exactly what's happening here. So
Now, whenever that happened to me, boy, did my confidence just...
You would see that a little bit in the 2 mile in track and outdoor track, or even especially in the 2 mile indoor track. It's a 200 meter course. But yeah, so he's coming around. He's passing some people still on a previous loop. So thank goodness for chip timing and technology these days, so no one's getting mixed up in the fray.
Correct.
So,
my wife and I would do the 5Ks. We would do the fun 5Ks, and I remember being passed by a woman pushing 2 kids in a stroller. And I'm like, oh, so disheartening. But luckily, I was just doing it for fun. So.
Absolutely. Look, Father Time catches up with all of us. And I remember when they still had the Hershey half marathon. It was one of the last years. I got passed by a gentleman who had a T-shirt on that said, "My first half marathon since donating my kidney," and he sure enough passed me, as did a man dressed up as Batman carrying a boombox.
There's a pack of runners that looks like from the same school. That might be Lebanon Valley. It's hard to tell.
I believe that is the Dutchman. Yes, I believe that was Lebanon Valley. And they're making a strong showing here for second place.
Sure.
Like I said, it's a team sport. There can be a string of
and I think a lot
runners
of
from different schools strung in there in the middle.
Again, I said earlier, I think a lot of people forget that. They think it's individual first, second, third. But at these type of invitationals, at these type of cross-country events, it is a team sport.
It matters who finishes 30th. It matters who finished 40th and 50th in a lot of times.
Yep. So obviously, what you said earlier still counts in the collegiate level, first 5. Is it the first?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So that goes the first 5 runners from every school. That's what counts as to where that school finishes.
Yes.
So by seeing, the Navy up front, and then that pack of Lebanon Valley, Kind of gives you an indication of. All right, these are our second and third place runners right now, and fourth is not that far behind. And look at that beautiful shot of the canal.
It's just a beautiful course. So they have done a phenomenal job marking this course. The lines crews. You look there, you can see. Looks like it's getting a little bit saucy there.
Yeah, the dark spots along.
If you look at that dark spot, it's getting a little messy there. So hopefully they got their long spikes in.
Fourth race along that part.
You're right along the water. You're getting into some moisture.
And they're coming by us here in the front.
Here we go, Jason.
Still doing strong. You've got parents running across the course, cheering on their athletes as coaches and other teammates as well. So it's great to see that here.
Yeah, like I said earlier, hats off to all of these athletes out here competing today. Beautiful course, a beautiful park.
Here we go, Tyler.
Couldn't have asked for a better day for the Dutchman Invitational.
Yes, and these are some middle of the pack runners here, and they're still looking very comfortable.
Yep.
Very, very strong still, pushing along.
I've learned a lot from you today just by watching the arms in the foreman. You can tell when somebody's hurting or dragging a little bit compared to just pacing.
Yes. To see them driving their arms as he's going to pass here. Look at him driving his arms near his hips.
Yep.
Faster your arms move, the faster your legs move. That's just a rule of thumb when you're running. So giving that little kick, that interval work that they did in preseason is paying off there. So when you're running intervals, when you're training, maybe you're running, say, at a 6.5 minute pace. Then all of a sudden for 2 miles, then for 800 meters, they want you to go to a 5 minute pace or 80% of a sprint. So you're really pushing yourself in different intervals. It's called interval training. And when you're passing someone like that, that's kind of that interval training kicking in.
Now let me talk about this for a little bit. So we talked about, hang on, we're looking at our leader right now. And again, looks like he has a huge lead. He's really gained some distance between himself and second and third.
Looking very comfortable out there, absolutely.
So strong. Like it's effortless. Oh, I said that wrong. Effortless. There we go. But yeah, strong. But what I asked you earlier when, like I said, what do you do in the morning? What's your routine? Now these guys, these collegiate men, have probably been here since their teammates and early this morning. And the first group went out at 9. They didn't go out till 11. So what are they doing? Are they still like?
They probably ate a little bit heavier breakfast, perhaps, because it's out of their system probably. Well digested by the time race came on. So we saw a little bit of some people tossing their cookies in the first couple races. We're going to see probably a little bit less of that in the men's race because food has had much more time to digest.
Yep. Again, you're looking at our leader. That is bib number 236, Trevor Hayes, a sophomore out of the United States Naval Academy.
Yeah, that's what I couldn't remember.
Midshipman looking strong on the men's and the women's teams.
Dominant. Yep. I believe it was the women's. They had the first 2 out of 3 finisher. And we may see the same again today.
And honestly, he's probably 3 minutes away, so he's probably 800 meters from the finish line right now.
Wow.
Phenomenal job, just looking super comfortable. Get some teammates not too far behind him. I mean, a lot can change in the last half mile, but he's looking like he's cruising into the finish.
So the girls there cheering him on.
Looking down at his watch.
Yep.
There he is. Like I said, these packs have now thinned out. You're seeing smaller packs. And
that's because of the distance again, correct?
Yes. They thin out and they spread out a little bit more because it is a significantly longer race. Coming across again, probably 500, 400 meters from the finish line at this point.
All right, split screen, leader on your left. Again, that is Trevor Hayes, United States Naval Academy, looking at his watch. Yeah, that has to be a huge help compared to when you and I ran back in the days, you know.
I was counting on my coach screaming splits off to me at different marks, or I'm like, what's my time? I'm yelling at my mom, and she's like looking, she had a little stopwatch. So it's a lot has changed. We actually had those printers at the finish line, had a little roll of paper like a calculator, it printed off everyone's times.
Yep.
So
I remember seeing those.
beautiful day for a cross-country meet. Another successful Dutchman Invitational. Naval Academy up front.
Just dominant today in both the collegiate women and men. Just look at that. The long kicks. Here he comes.
Coming in, he's going to come in just over the 25-minute mark.
Just over. Trevor Hayes. Dominant performance.
Very similar to last year's winner at 25:05.
25:13 at
25:13.
Unofficial.
So we're talking on an 8.7.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I can't tell, but that might be Navy in second as well. Last we knew, that was Jonathan Skemp. Yes, it is Navy in second.
And we got a battle here.
Yep.
We have a runner from Susquehanna making a strong push here.
Navy 1-2, showing the bib, showing the school. Our first three are through.
And that runner from Susquehanna is making a statement for the MAC championship here.
Go.
He's the first MAC runner to come across the line.
Here comes our third Navy finisher. Fourth Navy finisher. Muhlenberg. Muhlenberg. Yep. So we've already had the first four Navy.
Another Susquehanna runner.
They could be pushing us for second.
And here comes the pack.
Yep.
This is a
Navy's in there.
You got Acadia, Navy, and
those are the Pioneer
and the Valley. So
yep.
Lebanon Valley.
Lebanon
so
Valley.
I think we had 5 Lebanon Valley runners.
So right there, we probably have first and second. We have our team finishers: Navy, Lebanon Valley second. Navy just dominant today.
Susquehanna though is making a strong showing as well.
Look at this sprint.
More Navy runners fighting with the Lebanon
Valley Navy fighting to the end.
But you never know who's going to show up sometimes. Well, you do know now, but I mean,
yeah. There's another Navy. Maybe Muhlenberg.
Muhlenberg with a strong. Looks like the program is doing quite well.
Penn State coming through.
One of the Penn State campuses.
Is that a Lebanon Valley maybe?
Another Lebanon Valley runner.
Yep. Yeah. Again, all these runners sub 28 right now.
Yes.
For 5 miles. Just amazing times.
Some of these runners might qualify for NCAA's Division III. So this is a phenomenal time for a lot of these runners. This is very early in the season. They have not peaked their times yet. They're still just coming out of training camp. But another Susquehanna finisher.
Yeah, like you said, this is probably maybe their first or second event of the year.
Yes. And it'll be interesting to see how things shake up. But, Muhlenberg and Susquehanna are making their presence known as well.
They're making a name at the Dutchman Invitational here at Union Canal Tunnel Park.
The other half of the MAC that are in Dallas, Pennsylvania at the Cougar Classic are, I'm sure, going to be watching this footage and looking at these times.
Yep. Look at that. Look at that sprint. Past 2 maybe.
And look, these positions matter.
They do.
These are still varsity runners coming across.
That sprint to the end. If you can pass 2 people, again, that's points for your team.
Absolutely. We're seeing some Valley Forge runners, some Thaddeus Stevens runners coming across.
There's Thaddeus Stevens right there.
Yes.
And all these people, 5 miles, sub 30 minutes.
A lot of Eastern runners out there as well. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Eastern used to be an all-girls school, similar to Misericordia.
Everybody finishing strong.
Yeah, still a great time. Getting them up, keeping them moving.
Yep. They don't want anybody getting injured here at the after the finish. Look at that sprint. Another sprint. Gained 2 spots. Just on that last push.
Penn Tech making a strong showing here.
Yeah, again, not a hot and humid day. We had a little bit of mist, a little bit of rain. Cooled things down a little bit. These runners had excellent weather day.
And to sprint at the end of a 5-mile race, just for the average non-runner person, that is phenomenal training. It doesn't matter where you finish. That when you're sprinting like that at the end of 5 miles, you put in some serious work, some serious dedication, and some serious miles.
Yeah, Jeff, it goes back to what you said earlier about the training. It's not just running. You're not just running distance for time. It is hills, it is sprints, intervals that you said earlier. There's weight training involved. I
Absolutely.
mean, it's everything that goes into this sport.
There's plyometrics. A lot of schools are moving into plyometrics. It's your diet. It's, your sleep schedule. So all that's really monitored at this level.
Yep. There's a lot more than just running.
Yes. It's not just going out for a run every day. There's a science behind it, and there's a mental aspect too.
Sure.
There's a lot of team meetings where we talk about, they have sports psychologists that meet with some of these teams. Getting yourself right mentally is a huge thing. And that was nice to see that Penn State Berks team runner
Helping out another team.
Totally unrelated team.
Yep. And we talked about that sportsmanship. Just Acadia.
You'll see no better
Muhlenberg.
sportsmanship than in cross country. All these runners are warriors, and they're all out here competing, giving it their all.
Again, fans, you're watching the probably middle towards end of the race of the collegiate men here at the Dutchman Invitational hosted by Lebanon Valley College. We are currently at the Union Canal Tunnel Park. A couple Penn State teammates chasing each other. And another Penn State. Yeah, a lot of people finishing strong. Again, these collegiate men ran an 8K, which is 5 miles compared to the first 3 races that we watched, which were 5Ks or 3.1 miles.
Exactly. It'll be interesting to see. We're going to get another. This is usually a pretty heavy spot in the race where you see a lot of runners finish around the 32, 33-minute mark.
Yep, which is where we're at now.
So
Reminder, our winner of this race, which was Trevor Hayes out of the United States Naval Academy, finished unofficially right around 25:13, I believe we said it was.
Yes. And he looked very comfortable, very
Looks like he
calm,
could have gone
collected.
for another couple miles strong. So
Penn State Schuylkill. As we start to wrap up here, I want to thank everyone for jumping on the broadcast and announcing this with me as well.
yeah, thank you, Jeff. It's been an amazing experience watching these elite athletes just do what they do and do it at the highest level. So hats off to these athletes, to the camera crew that was out there capturing all this wonderful footage for everybody. And we want to thank you for joining us on this broadcast here with Invicta. Again, my name's Chris Tapato. I was with Jeff Adams. And again, we appreciate you watching with us, and we hope you have a great rest of your weekend.
Absolutely.